Hi everyone, it's Mark and we are back playing Path of Exile Betrayal in episode 5. I have finally remembered that I have this veiled helmet on that I want to identify, so I'm going to do that before we get started. Veiled items, if you recall, have this funky animated texture on part of their description, and if we click unveil, it's going to show us some additional enchants that we can put on this item, and these enchants, once we select one, get added to the enchant list in our master crafting table. So I think I am going to not really want to take damage. Oh, these two are focused, which I haven't really read in depth on what focus does, but physical damage reduction sounds like a good choice, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Even though it's not going to help us very much with this build, at the moment at least. It's a low-level item, so it's not that big a deal, no matter what we do. And that could be, for a tanky character, that could be a interesting mod. So, alright, let's go ahead and get started on our adventure today. We are going to the crypt. And to get to the crypt, we go out to the crossroads and we head southeast. And that would be this direction. Oh, that's interesting. I have a... Oh, that's what it is. I forgot I added that... I have friends because I have Herald of Purity running now. And that's not really part of my final build, I don't think. Let me look at that real quick in my skill planner. No, it's not. When I picked it, it was... I was confusing my other build that I'm running. I had the wrong build planner open when I picked that, but it's not a big deal. We can run it for now. It's a little extra tankiness. It's not really going to synergize well with our totems, I don't believe, but they are going to kill stuff for us. Don't really want to pick up a 8-slot item. There's a Beastmaster beast up there for Einhar, so let's kill this thing. Alright.
The knights must give way to the now.
Einhar has captured that beast for us, and apparently there's a few more around, so we'll run around here a little bit and see if we can find those beasts. There's one. If you recall, last episode we did do a quick beast mastery enchant on the blood altar, and didn't get anything really good, but always something to try out. And I should really be skipping some of these mobs because this monster level here is 16 and I'm pretty sure we're way over that at this point. Yeah, we're level 20, so we should really not be killing a bunch of stuff here. What I should do is run around and look for the monsters for Einhar. And sort of let everything else be. Of course, I don't know if there's any benefit to actually doing the quest for him. I mean, I don't think we gain anything from completing that, so I'm not really super concerned about that. We do have some lore there. So I think we're safe. Let's go ahead and hear what this statue has to say.
On this day, the second Sacrato of Verusi, 1334 IC, the army of purity remembers its most devout and beloved servant, Archbishop Geoffrey of Frisia. As spoken by Geoffrey, only will and truth can prevail over the evil of our own kin. High Templar Vol, commander of the army of purity.
Okay, so let's go ahead and level that up, and we're going to go ahead and take our skill node here, and we are going this way around this loop to get to our totem buff. And I thought, yeah, there it is. We have our an encounter here to do.
Did I get a constellation prize? Get ready!
Alright, let's see if we can take our knowledge and move out of here so we're not standing in the middle of all that craziness.
Fun's over, Reinrot.
Yeah, it worked. Okay. Oh, there's someone else in here, I think. Maybe? Nope. There's a nice 3-socket wand, so I'm going to pick that up because I might craft that up to a cold wand. Or a lightning wand at this point, actually. Let's talk to Guff.
Want to make friends? Yeah, find things out. Everybody loves old Guff. Well, you get information and I get to live. Yeah. So what you say?
I don't know what betting on item outcomes does, but I'm going to go ahead and bargain with him because I want to keep pushing him up, I think, because I want to find out what that does. So we're going to bargain. And that is going to also boost Ailsling, who is over here in transportation, who is smuggling veiled weapons. So that's a good combo, actually. Physical damage added as lightning, all damage shock. So he's... I don't know if that means that he's using that weapon now or what, but we'll find out.
I am on the job.
And we have another veiled item to identify, so that's always good. And I'll level that, and let's go ahead and get to where we're going. And so, usually, the Labyrinth trial, yeah, I see it. See, that's a Labyrinth trial there. And I should mention, actually, that I adjusted the mini-map. Somehow my zoom level on that had gotten screwed up. I had mentioned a couple episodes ago that didn't look right, and it didn't because the zoom level was changed somehow. So it's all good now. I'm trying to figure out if those guys are showing up only when I kill stuff. It looks like only when I'm killing stuff, so... Once we're going full totem, they're going to be completely useless. Those are from Herald of Purity.
Fear gnaws at the entrails of the faithful and the faithless alike. Fear of the unknown, fear of the future. An empire requires leadership that can assuage those fears through example, through wisdom, through strength. An emperor lights the way through the darkened caverns of uncertainty.
All about the Emperor. Alright. This is one of the first sort of more painful trials, so I'm going to have to pay a little bit of attention here because this character is not particularly good at avoiding damage. So we sneak around here, we open this lever, and that opened this door over here. So we run back through. And we took a little hit there, but not too bad. So we can't go through there. I think we need to go through this one, which means we can do this. Sneak through there. This is the one that always gets me. The Herald of Purity guys are fun. They do a pretty good job of cleaning up the mess I ran up build with those last season when they first came out in Delve. So let's see where we are. That should give us half of our trials done.
When the night falls.
And then we can move on to finding what we came for, the hand of a good man. And I see the exit over there, so let's go ahead and head that way as we pick up more currency. Down to level 2. And now we're looking for the final boss encounter in this area. Let's see if we can find this. I'm going to leave that Necromancer alone for now because we're almost done with this area. You know, it's not doing terrible. I did kill the boss, but I'm not quite ready to commit. So let's go ahead and head back to town and turn in this quest to Yena and see what she has to say. Don't believe anyone else has anything to say. Oh, we didn't talk to Helena. So let's talk to Yena first.
You are Dream Tender, my new name for you. Badness is everywhere around us. You bring us something good. Now, I promise to share. Let us awaken the spirit, bring even more good into this life.
Okay, she's going to give us our first jewel. And mana regen and elemental resist. And she's going to give us a passive respec book. So we'll take both those things. We'll go ahead and use that. So jewels end up in your passive tree, and there are specific sockets for them. Let's see if I can spot one. There's one. Basically, you put the jewel in the tree. Oops. How about if I open the right tab? You put the jewel in the tree, and it grants you these benefits. So, pretty straightforward, but they're nice customization.
I gave the Ebony Legion my faith and my loyalty, and it offered me nothing but fear and death in return. Thank you for freeing me from both. I have nothing to give you but my gratitude and my knowledge. I know you have no use for the former, so let's hope the latter makes up for it. Piety led us into that wretched place in the hopes of finding a device named simply the Spike. Fashioned by Inquisitor Meligaro, it was said to enable the injection of Calibric Extantia into living flesh. Calibric Extantia being the corrupt energies locked within virtue gems. We couldn't find the Spike, yet we met its most successful application.
Okay, so she just gave us another
Go
quest.
with courage.
And we need to talk to Silk to find out more.
I have story for you. A good story, but not finished. I go into Eight Leg Forest in southwest. Meet the mother of all 8 legs. We fight. Big fight. From sunrise to sunset. I stick my best spear in mother's eye and return to village. Must not stay away too long. Must protect my people. Now my best spear still in mother's eye. Eremir said to leave it there. That my spear is a thing made for dark science, whatever that be. No, I want it back. But Mother Eightleg would smell me from far off. Catch me by surprise. She doesn't know your smell. So you go. Get my spear. Finish good story with good ending.
Silk talks a good game. Let's see, did we pick up anything
What
useful here?
troubles you bring now?
Oh, we want to unveil that. Let's see what this is. Elemental damage with attack skills. Not really useful to us, but I might keep that for my other character. And the Quartz Wand. I'm going to stick that in my stash for now because it is a 3-link. And we can craft that into something perhaps useful. And we're going to unveil this.
Exile.
See what we get. Flask effect, flask effect, and energy shield and evasion. And it looks like we already have one. There's a little gold bar here, so let's see if that actually gives us an extra enchant. Looks like that completed it, so it's probably moving it from rank 1 to rank 2 maybe. It only did part of it, so we'll see. I'll stick those in my dump stash. And then I'm going to throw my currency in here so we're ready to go again. Oops. And I'll stick this in the dump stash too, because we don't really have any use for that at the moment. And we are off. Oops. We are off to the Western Forest this time. And we are going to run through the riverways and skip a bit because, yeah, we're 6 or 7 levels over leveled at this point. So I'm going to run through a bunch of this without killing anything. We are going to find a waypoint in here. And here's one of those spots where having a movement skill is great, because otherwise you have to detour through the woods. And there's our waypoint. So in the Western Forest we have 3 things to accomplish. We need to find Alira and talk to her. We need to open the way forward. And we need to find the Weaver's Den and kill the Weaver. And the suicide chargers actually kind of hurt, so we're going to avoid those as much as possible. Yeah, those guys. So right around here we should see our waypoint. No? Okay, so a hint here for navigation. This torch that's along the trail is always on the side that leads to Alira. Or so I have been told. Well, we got the waypoint. I'm stupid. So I don't actually need to talk to her yet because I need to go kill Oak before I talk to her, because she's going to want all the other bandit amulets. So we may as well save ourselves some time and just go open the way forward, and then and that's this. And if we take this emblem, we can go over here. And remember way back in Act 1 when Piety closed the way behind her? Well, this is the other end of that pass. So if we click here, the pass is open. And you can actually come down here and walk through here to Prisoner's Gate. And this should look familiar. This is where we met Piety for the first time. So we don't really need to do anything there. I'm just going to walk back through. And we are going to go find the Weaver. And the Weaver is always on the opposite side of the map as Alira. And since we know Alira is off to our left and up somewhere, we're going to go down and right. I don't see... there's some spider webs. See, you can see the spider webs in the trees. So we should be getting close. There we go. There's our Weaver's Den. Or Weaver's Chambers, I guess. Call things by the right name. And again, usually the Weaver's actual lair is along one of these edges, so I'm just going to follow the edge a bit and see if we can find it. Alright, and there is the Weaver's Den, Weaver's Nest. Yep. So one of the tricks to the Weaver is you run up into this corner, and it's a relatively safe place to fight. And the Weaver is kind of a staged fight. giving you a chance to get some flasks back if you need them. And we easily kill the Weaver because we're vastly over-leveled. So we will go ahead and head back to town. Because all we need to do in the Western Forest is talk to Alira. And since we're helping her, we're not going to fight her or anything. All we need to do is bring her the amulets from Oak and Crichton. We have Crichtons, we need to go get Oaks.
Piety would have concurred with Eramir's theory about that northwestern ruin. The Val were a powerful civilization predating even the Eternal Empire, and Piety very much wanted to see what toys the Val might have left for her to play with behind those stone doors. Yet we couldn't budge them, not with that giant of a tree holding them fast in her roots. You now carry a cure to that problem, or rather a useful illness. Use the spike to inject the baleful gem's calibric extantia into the roots. One day soon, Piety will find her way into that ruin. You need to get there first.
Okay, I guess we're going to some ruin in the forest that we haven't been to yet.
Farewell.
Let's talk to Silk about the spike.
That spear. Yes, that is my best spear. The one I stuck in eye of old Mother Eightleg. I think you keep it now. Let the beasts and bandits fear you even more. It is my gift to you, from one hero to another. Wait, no, you need more than just spear and happy words for this great deed. You kill Mother of all Eightlegs. You need prize. Here, when I found my spear in the forest, I found these too. You will take, yes?
Okay, and he's going to give us a gem. And I think we actually want concentrated effect. Or controlled destruction. Let me take a quick look at my build. We are going to take concentrated effect. Because even though we're not going to use it now, we will use it once we get Glacial Cascade. Navali has a quest, but I don't think it means anything. She's usually just telling us, get some prophecies.
And so your path leads you here, Exile. Be careful where you step. For as one foot leads the other, so too does each foot leave its mark. A trace of what was. A guide to what will be.
We picked up another prophecy, so let's go ahead and grab one.
On a wall, or carves into bone, a tale that undoes the world and teaches those who come after.
Okay, we're going to read something written long ago. Well, that was really worth it. Let's sell off some junk.
Troubles you bring now.
We don't need that, and we don't need those. I'll go ahead and look at this. Minion gems aren't really going to do us a whole lot of good at this point, and the rest of that is kind of not very useful. Let's see what these gloves give us. Life, fire, cold, and lightning. But they don't have any useful sockets, so again, that's not particularly useful to us. And I did pick up a few quality flasks, and I'm going to go ahead and save those. Well, I'm going to identify that one. It might be useful. That has move speed on it, and it's a decent life flask, so I'm actually going to use that one. But I am going to keep the flasks that have quality on them.
Return if you must.
Because if you accumulate 40% quality in flasks, you can turn a set in and get a... you can get a currency, you can get a glassblower's bauble that you can then apply to a flask to improve its quality. So we'll use those to build us some better flasks later in the series when we get some flasks worth messing with. And I'm going to stick this in my gem tab for now and do a quick reorganization. We don't really need that, but someone else might. And we're going to ID this
Hello.
necklace. So let's go ahead and unveil this. Life and mana. Mana and reduced mana costs. And, okay, this is another one that we sort of have partially completed. So let's go ahead and unveil that the rest of the way. That's interesting. See, this extended again, so not sure what that's doing. I'm guessing it's progress towards the second tier of this enchant. So, oops. Let me actually take that, and I'm going to stick it in my stash because I don't think that's really buying us a whole lot. Mana regen, life regen, max mana, mana regeneration. Oh, that's attack skills, which doesn't help us really. And max mana. So, not super useful. And the next thing we need to look at is our passive tree. Again, I'm not really ready to commit to this yet, so I am going to start building out in a different direction. We are eventually going to pick up these area of effect nodes, but because we're using Arc, and Arc does not, so far as I know, have AoE. Let me check the gem just to make sure. Is it here? There it is. Yeah, see, Arc doesn't have AoE, so that's not going to help our Arc totem that we're using at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and start up this trail to get us toward the rest of our tree over here, because there's not anything else really to do to the left here. So let's go ahead and take that, and that will start us on our way. We've got a little bit of a boring run here. So if we look at these passive nodes that are close, Mind Over Matter is going to be one of our big defensive skills because it lets us take damage in our mana pool instead of our life. But in order to support that, you need a pretty good mana pool, and we don't really have that yet. And taking it too early means you run out of mana in the middle of a fight because you're getting hit and you can't cast any spells. So it's good. It's a really good defensive node, but it's not good until you have the mana to support it. This cluster is actually a pretty good life and mana cluster for us, so we might take that next. Or we might just run up and grab, I believe it is Arcanist Dominion. Yeah, increase spell damage, cast speed, and intelligence. So this is probably our next goal. So, alright, let's go ahead and go find Oak. And once we find Oak, I think we're probably at a decent place to stop. So Oak is in this northern forest, so we'll go to the riverways. And again, I'm just going to run through the riverways because we're vastly overleveled. And the way to find the northern forest is to look for these markers and this little sort of half-destroyed trail. And in the wetlands, you can go to the left usually. And that will lead us over to the waypoint. In most cases. So can we kill... we can kill Haku. I guess we kill them both. Even though Haku yelled that he was helping us, he didn't really help us. He tried to kill us.
Always hoped I'd get a warrior's death.
I am going to go ahead and interrogate him and see what else we can learn. I want to start pushing some of the knowledge here so we can get to one of these safe houses.
You fight well in a cage. Let's see how you live in one.
Then we can go talk to Haku.
I know when I am defeated. Not every fight must end with death, nor should it. In my tribe, the victor claims their prize and the slate is wiped clean. I will tell you what you want to know in exchange for my safety.
Okay, we do not know anything about Haku either, so let's go ahead and bargain with him just to get some transportation intelligence. Because that hopefully will give us some info here, and we're at 41%. Yeah, we're at 43%, so we picked up a little bit of intelligence there. Haku's pretty low in the organization. I'm not really caring about him yet.
Consider us even.
And let's keep going. Oh, I see Oak. There is Oak. Let's go kill Oak. Oak can be a bit of a nasty fight, so...
So an enemy of hope has fallen. Creighton will not be missed. Did you do it for a higher purpose, perhaps? Something worthy? Like peace? Every day my brethren must battle and die with Alira's thralls of the old road. To spare the lives of many, you need take only one. But if peace isn't enough reward for you, bring me the amulet that hangs around Alira's worthless neck. I trust you have Creighton's in hand already. I thought so. When joined with mine, those trinkets will forge us a new strength, you and I. The strength to bring about peace.
Okay, so we have to kill Oak because we're helping Alira. So this is going to hurt. He's very jumpy. Luckily, he has a lot of guards to show up, which actually makes...
You dare to speak for peace, outlaw? There's the peace your lies have earned you.
It makes Arc a pretty useful skill. So we're going to head over this direction because this is where we should find the way forward. And I see the waypoint up there, so that's what we're heading for. And we can also do a quick quest here because remember Helena and Silk told us about the spike in the tree roots, so let's go ahead and open this. And that's going to take us into the Vaal Ruins, and you can see that we lost the spike and the baleful gem we got earlier are gone because that's what we used to open the Vaal Ruins. And we're going to grab the waypoint, and at the waypoint, let's go ahead and go to the Western Forest. And there's Alira's camp. And Alira is a necromancer. She summons zombies if you fight her, but because we want to ally with her, we're not going to fight her, we're going to help her.
The king of rats, Creighton, dead. And that big ugly oak, chopped down. You've made quite the impact around here. But I can't say I'm surprised. You've a powerful aura on you, bright as a sunset before a storm. Now, someone as resourceful as you would surely not have overlooked Oak and Creighton's amulets, the ones like mine here. There's power in those trinkets, enchantment enough to keep my friends and I safe. Give me the amulets, and I'll gladly make you part of that power. You need friends in Wraeclast, and believe me, I can be a fine friend.
Okay, so we're going to help Alira, and here you can see the rewards that she's going to give us. Mana regen, global crit, and elemental resist, which are always useful. So we're going to take this.
That was almost better than Oriathan chocolate. You keep this trinket to remember me by on your travels. I'd ask you to stay, but I think we both know where that would lead. How does the old maxim go? Oh yes. Familiarity breeds contempt, and contempt is murder's concubine. A threat? No, my dear. Merely reality.
Okay, so we're going to grab the Apex because that is something we will need later. And say goodbye. And now we can move on. And we're going to go back to town because we're probably approaching the end of the episode. And our next phase is we're going to run through the Vaal Temple and the areas connected to it and get to the final fight for Act 2. But I am going to go ahead and go back to Lion Eye's Watch to finish off the Way Forward quest because that's going to give us, I believe, a skill book.
A stranger like no other faced the wall of the Umbra, opened a pass in a sorry land, gave some hope to a sorry band of exiles and death-soaked castaways, a chance at life on a brand new day.
There. Thought you deserved one of my finest poems, written to commemorate such a mighty feat. Oh, and this. Been keeping it for a very special occasion. Consider yourself just such an occasion.
And there we get our skill book. So we'll go ahead and take that. And we'll go ahead and apply it. And there's that 3 link that we found. So next episode, I will go ahead and do some... Maybe I'll do some crafting and see if we can use that and this... What else did we get? Oh yeah, we have this 3-socket wand. Maybe we'll do something with those and see if I can get some decent equipment out of them using some crafting recipes. That should bring us to the end of the episode. Thanks as always for watching. Likes, subs, and comments are always appreciated. If you have anything you want to suggest or feedback on how the series is going, hit the bell for notifications to keep up with when new videos come out. And I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.